skaters, Mr. Farrell here on probably one of the worst days to do this in the winter, although at least it's not raining. We have a really fun opportunity to do Alka-Seltzer Rockets, and I've used some old ones in the past and we did them inside because they didn't go very far. These guys are brand new and woo, they can cause some destruction, so we're going to be outside with this. So you're going to get one film canister per team, one packet of Alka-Seltzer tablets. There'll be 2 inside this packet. And a cup of water. You as a team will decide. Now we're talking about variables in the science fair, so you want to try different amounts of liquid and record how much you've used. In fractions, so for example 1/2 or 1/3, and then keep track of how far it goes. So here's the basic setup. You also need a teammate with a piece of chalk kind of far over that way, about 20 feet or so, and we're going to mark where it lands with your team name next to it so you know whose is whose. And then we're going to use a meter stick to measure from the end of the takeoff launch pad here to where it lands, and we'll do basically just meters as well. So how does this work? Well, I'm going to take a little bit of, oh, by the way, before I forget, I have an iPad set up over here in a Uno pod, a 1 foot, and the way that is just the bucket here, and the bucket actually makes a really good place to hold the iPad. And we're going to use some slow-mo. These don't have slow-mo, so we're going to use the scrubbing trick, which we used a while back. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I'm set at video and pointing at where the rocket's going to take off. I found this diagonal way works pretty well. And then, how much water? I'm not going to tell you how much I put in. I'm going to keep that a secret. All right, and then you can already see how much of a tablet I'm going to use here. Now, before you put it in there, you got to make sure everything's set. The blocks I have set up, just 2 blocks, and I just set one on top of the other at a 33, I believe that's a 33-degree angle, pointing up like that. If it's too high, you won't get very far. If it's too low, it's going to hit the ground pretty quickly. So about, that's a 45-degree angle, I think, Mr. Farrell. All right, and then here we go. So I've got the tablet, I've got the water, I've got the cap, I've got the safety goggles, very important. Have to wear safety goggles. If you're not, you're gonna be sitting out, missing out on this activity. So, safety goggles on, here we go. And drop, put the cap on, shake it up real good, and let's see what happens. It's been about 30 seconds. Don't want to get too close. Whoop! Woo! That's a good one. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to stop the video. And now I can go back and press play. Just about ready. And then I can scrub. See if I can get reflection out of there. Scrub to the end. Right. Whoa, that's really fast. Whoa, look at that. The film can't even count. Look, it smears the screen because it's so fast. Wow, that's so cool. Let's take a look at how far it went. 30 seconds. Please remember to keep the iPad away from the water at all times. Thank you. That's pretty good. Now obviously the wind is a factor, so I'm going to mark where that landed. I'm going to call that Team Farrell. And now it's time to measure. You can start at either end, but I'm going to start on this end. And measure that as 1 meter. Let's keep going. Just slide it up. 2 meters.
3 meters. 4 meters. 5 meters. 6 meters. 7 meters. 8 meters. About 8.5.
8.5 meters is the record to beat so far. It's windy, it's cold, there's gonna be some challenges, some other variables that we just can't control. I'd love to do this inside. We don't have a room big enough. I tried it in the STEM lab. Hit the ceiling, went across the room and it's just bad news. So, we'll make the most of this, hopefully, or maybe wait till spring. But I'm super excited, and I hope you guys enjoy this, because I think you will. Alka-Seltzer Rockets, safety first. You know what, that's actually a very good point. We need a way to make sure the launch pad is the same every time. Yeah, safety goggles go on first there, Tom. Woo! That's a good one.